Well, howdy do, y'all. I have got another one here that I'm drinking courtesy of the dynamic beer duo of Red Rooster and John Bruguru Staradumsky. This one, I'm not sure which one had a hand in sending me this one, to be honest with you, but I made a mistake when I did the Ray Rays. That one actually came from Red Rooster, and I forgot to mention him during the video, and I felt bad. So now I'm going to make sure I mention both of them, just in case. Let me show you the glass here. Oh, aromas are interesting, very nice. I'm using my tulip here. 6.761 IBUs are the stats. A Western North Carolina take on the West Coast style IPA. Huge citrus hop aromas make this a hophead's dream. It's full body, balances well with the bitterness, and allows the drinker to enjoy this depth of hop flavors and aromas. Alright, at 61 IBUs, it's a little smaller than your typical what's called a West Coast IPA, but they do say it's their take on the West Coast style. They're not telling you we're trying to imitate one, so there you go. Oh, very nice. It's kind of a copper color, which is darker than your typical West Coast, what is now the West Coast IPA. You could make an argument that this is what they started out being. It's very nice, actually. I'm getting some. Hold on a second. Let me get this right. Oh yeah, okay, so it isn't what I expected of, West Coast IPAs of today, look and taste a specific way. This one doesn't taste like that. It feels more like what used to be considered a West Coast IPA before the San Diego breweries, became famous for the West Coast IPA. Because the malt feels deeper and roastier than what you get from an IPA these days. And I'm getting that old school flavor of the hops, where I'm getting some deep citrus, some grapefruit specifically, some pine, and some slight spiciness right at the very end. I'm not getting that onslaught of fruit and tropical notes that you typically get from what's currently called the West Coast IPA. And this does feel a little chewier than, again, what we now call a West Coast IPA, which is probably more accurately a San Diego IPA, but, tomato, right? It's incredibly nice, actually. It's funny, beer has to evolve. Craft beer had to evolve. You can't stay the same thing. That's why you'll see numbers go like this. Things start to get stale, and then something new comes out and does this. Well, things have to evolve. But then you kind of get tired of one taste, it seems like now today's IPAs, everybody's doing their version of a West Coast. Well, okay, we all know what the Citra and the Mosaic hop tastes like now, all right, well, this one, how many, it seems like just about all of them taste the same these days. So when I come across this one that tastes more like an old school IPA, I think, oh yeah, that's a nice change of pace, wow. I like the big hops in an IPA, but what I'm really enjoying about this particular one is the deeper roastier malt feel that I'm getting. Roastier, that's probably not a word, but that's how I'm going to describe it anyway. Yeah, it's like a deep molasses or a dark caramel. I'm getting that feel on the malt end, and then I get the hops that that you would typically expect from an older school IPA. I'm getting the big pine and the kind of spicy, earthy tones that you might get from a Cascade. I don't know what's in here, actually. and I'm certainly getting some citrus as well, but not that new school citrus that's in the IPAs these days. So, hey, I'm digging the beer. Thanks both Red and John, and I apologize for not mentioning Red in the, the Center of the Universe Ray Ray's Pale. That was a great beer. This one's great too. I love trying. I like. You know, sometimes social media gets hammered for being this and that. But I mean, I haven't met either of these guys personally, but I've done beer trades with them, and had social media not, had there been no social media, I would have not been able to try a lot of these beers that I've had. So, I mean, social media certainly has its faults, but when it's used right, it really can help bring people together. It's bringing beer together, so thanks, Red, thanks, John. Oh, wow.